What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, and this was a crazy fight for Alex Pereira. This was a five-rounder, obviously for the UFC Middleweight World Championship, and it was broadcasted on ESPN pay-per-view. And in this fight, like I said, a crazy result for Alex Pereira. Leading up to the stoppage, this bout scored 39-37 in favor of Israel Adesanya. I had him up 3 rounds to 1. So just to break it down before I get up to the crazy outcome, the first round was actually, I thought, a pretty clear round for Pereira. He basically controlled it. Round number 2, however, was the complete opposite. Adesanya, I thought he won that one pretty clearly. So after 2 rounds, it was 1-1. Then in round number 3, Adesanya started to pick it up with his grappling, and he won that round pretty clearly, utilizing wrestling as opposed to kickboxing with the kickboxer. And then in round number 4, again, Adesanya started to take control with the grappling, and it looked like Pereira was very, very tired in that fourth round, and Adesanya really took control in that one. And it looked like that Adesanya was just going to cruise to a decision. Then in the fifth round, Pereira, his corner, told him leading up to it, he had to push, he had to go for a finish, and he had to really cut the BS and really just go for a knockout, and that's what happened. Leading up to the stoppage, it looked like Pereira was much more focused, much more driven, much more. I mean, I don't even know. It just looked like when it was leading up to the round before, obviously the bell sounded to start the round. His eyes were just focused on Adesanya. He looked driven, and one thing his corner did do was spill some ice to get some time for him to recover, and I guess it did pay off because in that round he came out guns blazing, really pressuring Adesanya, and Adesanya went for a leg kick. He checked the leg kick. Adesanya went rolling back, and you could see the body language was great for Pereira. He was backing up Adesanya against the cage, and then he started teeing off with combinations. He landed at first a right hand that sort of backed up Adesanya. It looked like a solid shot that Adesanya took. Then he landed a left hook, it looked like. Then a massive, I think it was a left uppercut that landed, almost knocked the mouthpiece out of Adesanya, and Adesanya looked hurt. Then Adesanya was defending very poorly. He looked very dazed, buzzed, and Pereira kept teeing off on him with big, massive shots, left hooks, right hooks, uppercuts, and then the referee waved it off. I think it was a good stoppage. Adesanya, after the stoppage, his nose was bloodied, and he wasn't defending himself well. He was just getting hammered and hammered with big shots. So the referee, I think, did a good job of stopping it. So, wow, what a result for Alex Pereira. If you're watching this fight, comment down below how you scored it and what do you think is next, and what do you think, what do you just think of Alex Pereira's victory? I mean, what a win this was for him. So this goes into the question, what is next for Alex Pereira? And I think this also this is also a question for Israel Adesanya. I think they're going to have a rematch. I mean, they had a big feud in kickboxing, obviously, we all know. Obviously, the main thing going into this fight, the main hype, was that Adesanya got knocked out by Pereira in I believe it was their last kickboxing match. And, yeah, in this fight, obviously, Adesanya got knocked out here, so it's just really a crazy result, and it was just like the kickboxing match. Adesanya was winning, then he got knocked out. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure a good, really selling factor will be that going into the next fight, and I think they will 100% have a rematch. I don't see Pereira going in there defending his title against someone else, and plus we've seen fights in the UFC these past few years where fighters go in, they're expected to have a rematch with a certain other fighter, then they fight a fighter where they're supposed to easily win, then they get stopped and they lose their title, and it completely loses the momentum of a possible rematch. So I think they won't try and be dumb with this one, or the UFC. I don't think Dana White's going to be dumb. I think he's going to make a rematch for both these fighters, and we'll really get to see if Pereira's power can really power through in a possible rematch with Adesanya. Unlike, really, it's been shown in the past 2 fights they've had where Pereira's knocked out Adesanya. So we'll see if they do rematch, which I think will happen in the octagon if Pereira's power could obviously go through. So overall, Israel Adesanya loses his UFC middleweight world title as Alex Pereira brutally stops him in the 5th round to become the new UFC world champion. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.